We have a problem. This throne of porcelain stopped flushing, and the handle broke off. So today we're gonna fix a toilet. Let's go. Step 1 is locate the valve behind the toilet and turn the water off. Turn it clockwise a few times and you're good to go. Now let's look at the tools we'll need. First off is a screwdriver, adjustable wrench, 4 pliers, a bowl to catch water, and a toilet kit. This one from BeefMaster is linked below. We've turned off the water, so next step is to take off the lid. Looking inside and seeing all the pipes can be intimidating, but it's actually pretty simple. This chain here connects to the handle, but it broke off, so it's not able to flush. When you flush by pushing down on the handle, it lifts up the chain connected to the flush seat valve. Because we turned off the water earlier, the back tank is not filling up. If the water were on, it would flow through the fill valve located here. We need to drain all the water in the back tank, so grab a big enough bowl and disconnect the water hose from the tank. Make sure to drain the hose as there's likely going to be a little water inside. Next we need to remove this nut that's holding down the float. Now I can't emphasize enough how important it is to have a bowl big enough to hold all the water that's going to come out. If the bowl's too small, the water will spill everywhere and your kids won't respect you. It's a tough cycle. After the tank has been drained, empty out your container so you don't accidentally step on it later on. Otherwise you'll look like a doofus yet again in front of your kids. To recap, the water goes up the fill valve, through the refill hose, and into the overflow tube. The bottom of the fill valve is what we disconnected the hose from earlier. Next step is to take out the fill valve and then remove any standing water left in the tank. Any remaining standing water will spill out when we lift off the tank from the rest of the toilet. With that cleaned up, we now need to lift off the tank, but first have to remove these 2 bolts. The bolts can be located directly underneath the tank. Set them aside carefully as we're going to use them later. With the bolts free, I can now remove the tank. Be careful as these can be a little heavy. Then take a moment and admire the paint job of the previous owner. Thanks, Daryl. Finally, there may be a sealant gasket around the bottom that you can remove and give a good cleaning around the outside. Now looking back at the tank, set it down carefully on a towel and remove the bolts. If the bolts aren't rusted and the rubber gasket seal looks good, you can actually reuse them. Next step is to remove the sealing nut that's holding down the flapper. You'll likely need a large wrench to unscrew this, but you may be able to do it by hand. Taking a closer look at the flapper, it's designed to prevent water from leaking into the bowl, but opens up when the chain is pulled. Now let's take a look at the new flusher kit. This is a popular universal kit by BeefMaster. The design in your toilet may be an arm with a float ball, but this can work just fine to replace that older design. Everything's there that we need, so let's install it. You'll see a hole in the bottom of the flush tank. You'll need to measure the diameter to make sure you buy the right size of flush valve. The new flush kit that I have is too small, so I'm going to reinstall the old one. Even though I'm using the old one, I'll still show you how to set up a new one. You'll notice on the new one the flush valve is much longer. Measure about 1 inch underneath the handle inside the tank, then cut the excess pipe. The reason we cut it is the length of this pipe determines how much water will fill up in the tank. This is an overflow valve, so when the water gets too high, it drains out the pipe. To put this on, you remove the locking nut and align the flapper inside the tank. Make sure you face it in the right direction, away from where the handle would be to flush. As you can see, the width is too small, so I'm going to use my old one, as it works just fine. Again, make sure you measure before you buy so you get the right width. I'm going to throw in the old one and you can follow along as if it's the new one. Place the flapper so it faces away from the handle and screw it down. Grab the 2 bolts and rubber washers and place them in the 2 cutout holes in the bottom of the tank. Tighten them down, but don't do it too tight or else you'll crack the porcelain. Put on the rubber gasket on the bottom bowl, then set the tank on top. Next, you'll need to assemble the washers and bolts in this order so that the rubber seal connects to the bottom of the tank. Then tighten them down. Next up is to install this float and fill valve. Grab the rubber washer and install it so that the indented side faces down. This will prevent the water from seeping out around the threads. Put it in place, then reach under the tank and set on the lock nut. Next, we connect this hose to the refill valve and the overflow tube. For the hose to stay in place, you'll need to connect this holster by inserting it inside the hose. Connect the clamps and you're good to go. Connect the end of the hose to the fill valve and the other side into the flush valve. Next up is to place the handle. There are several joints on the black plastic part that are made to bend. You'll need to bend it so that it angles in the right direction to connect to the chain. Make sure that the handle plastic piece doesn't touch anything else, or else it may not flush correctly. Once it's in the right position, set on this locking nut. After that, grab the chain to the flush valve and connect it to the handle. With the chain connected, pushing down on the handle now lifts the flush valve. The water will now flow through the fill valve until this is lifted up, making it stop. We'll now connect the hose and turn on the water to make sure that everything is working correctly. Water is now flowing out the fill valve and out of the refill hose. Some models like this one have a flow gauge that you can adjust the stream. Not required, but a nice feature. Alright, let's review one more time. Water flows in until this lifts up, and then kills the flow. Then pushing down on the handle lifts up the flapper and drains the water into the bowl below. Very simple and very convenient. The final step is to make sure there's enough water flowing down to the bowl. If the bowl is not filling up enough after flushing, you can get a screwdriver or use your hand to adjust the fill valve. Adjusting this knob determines how much water goes into the tank. If the tank fills up too much, water will go out the flush valve and will continually drain into the bowl, wasting water and money. It may take a few tries, but try to leave enough space between the top of the water and the flush valve. With the water set, we can put the lid on and give it a final test. Everything works great, and we have another satisfied customer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.